Hi Stephanie, this is Jana Jones with Smart Utah SEO, and I am just going to go through your website and kind of compare you to your competitors and talk about three different things that will help your site rank in Google. So, the first thing is content, the second thing is keywords, the third thing is backlinks. So, I went ahead and I searched just bookkeeping services Utah, and I'm not sure if this is the best thing to search. There's there's definitely keyword research that I would have to do in order to know what the most people are searching for in order to find your services. So, but I just did a real quick search and I clicked on the first three that came up in the map pack. And so that was Cloud 5, Salt Lake City Bookkeeping, and the Profit Experts, Professional Accounting Solutions. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is content. So when I say content, I mean the words, and Google looks for around 1500 is probably the best bet that you have. So 1500 words to put on your homepage. And it looks like you don't have much. You have this, which is better than some websites, but not a ton of content. Google doesn't really care about the pictures and how it looks, even though when consumers go to your website, they want to see, nice looking website and pretty pictures and all of that, but Google's algorithm doesn't really care about that. So let's look what they have. A little bit more. Not too much still. So when these sites that are ranking, don't have good content or a lot of content or good keywords or good powerful backlinks, then it means that it would be fairly, easy with the right resources to outrank them. So, and it kind of depends what people are searching. If only 10 people are searching bookkeeping services, then we'd have to find a keyword that people are searching for that you would want to rank for. So, but this is just what I found really quick. So, these guys seem to have a little bit more. Oh, there we go. So how are we different? So ideally, you'd want to see like an entire paragraph, and in that paragraph include keywords that you'd want to rank for. But they definitely have more content than yours and that other site, which is good because that's what Google looks for, So this is the third one that I'm kind of comparing and contrasting, and they about have as much as yours. So you'll see that content is a big one, but without other aspects of trying to rank in Google, then it's not all one and done. So that's why you see these sites ranking that they don't have content, even though content is something that Google definitely looks for. So the reason that Google, or the reason that content is important, is because Google wants to see keywords in your website that are organically and naturally written. So they don't want to see you just come in here and say, bookkeeping Salt Lake City, bookkeeping Salt Lake City, because they're going to know what you're trying to do, that you're just trying to rank for that keyword. So they want to see naturally written content about, certain keywords or about your website, and the reason they look for that is because when someone searches bookkeeping services, Google wants to provide the best and most relevant content for that site. So you think about Wikipedia, and I don't have anything pulled up right now, but when you think about Wikipedia, they're not trying to sell anything or rank for anything, but yet when you search a non-business word like basketball, a ton, or Wikipedia is the first one that comes up because a ton of content is just on basketball on their website. And so that's one of the reasons. Okay, so now we're going to look at, what keywords you have on your website, and I have this tool called Ahrefs that tells me, and your site doesn't have a lot of data, so I don't know if, you're brand new or you're just starting out, or you just haven't focused, put focus into your site, and you're busy with other stuff, I'm assuming. So, but usually there's some other data right here that I don't have access to, but you do have one keyword, so let's see what that is, and that's your name. So that when people search your name, your website will definitely come up, which is good. Okay, but let's compare it to Cloud 5. So they have 277, I didn't mean to do that, keywords. And let's see, this is Salt Lake City Bookkeeping. They have, oh wow, over almost 13,000 keywords. So I don't know if they're Salt Lake City, they must be a bigger one. I don't know a lot about the bookkeeping industry, so I've never heard of these guys, but it looks like, according to this, that they're a pretty big company, so I'm sure you know who they are. And I should touch on the fact that just because they have all of this, it doesn't mean that you can't compete with them if you have, the right resources. So this is, I should show you before, this is the Profit Experts Professional Accounting Solutions. Not sure what their exact name is. They have 3 keywords, so not a lot. Doesn't look like they're focusing on SEO either, but for example, so Professional Accounting Solutions, oh, that's the name of their website. Okay, so let's go back to this one since they had a ton. Let's click on their keywords. QuickBooks balance sheet, out of balance, restaurant bookkeeping. So they are putting in their website these keywords that people are searching for. So it's really important to put in your website words that people are searching for. So you don't, you're not necessarily, if you're trying to get access to people that don't know who you are, then you definitely want to go in and put different keywords instead of just your name. So I'm sure that you weren't like trying to rank for this or anything, that it just kind of happened because that's the name of your company and such, but just as an example, just because you don't have any other keywords to use as an example. But so all of these things, and so whatever kind of services you're offering and whatever you think that people will Google to find your type of services, you're going to want to insert that in your website and into the content. The other thing is just make sure that it's natural and organic. So let's see. The last thing I'm going to go over is backlinks. So you actually don't have any content for backlinks. Backlinks are basically when another site goes and so like an alternative site mentions your website, then that's called a backlink. And depending on how powerful that site is going to give your website more power. And Google keeps track of all of that. And when they see that, they recognize that you're a credible source, and the more backlinks you have, the better it is for you. I mean, depending on how, not all backlinks are created equal, so you don't want to just go out and get a bunch of spammy sites linking your profile, because then it's going to have a negative effect on you. But when you do get powerful backlinks, so there's a few ways that you can go and get those. I'll talk about that in a sec. Sorry, I'm trying not to take up too much of your time, but also give you, useful information that you might be able to use and incorporate. So let's look at what they're, okay, so they have, so this is what it normally would look like if you were trying to put backlinks. You would be able to see how many websites are referring, so basically this is how many websites are putting in this website's link a total of 15,000 times. So let's look at, this is Salt Lake City Bookkeeping. Let's go back to the other page. So they have 272 websites linking back a total of 4,000 times. And then the last one, the profit experts. Let's go to their overview. 18 domains and linking back a total of 94 times. So just real quick, I'm going to talk about the few different ways that you can go and get backlinks. They are something that, depending on how competitive your market is, that people pay for. And so that's where marketing services can kind of cost more money, because depending on how much a client is worth to you will depend on how much your competitors are willing to pay to get clients. So for example, a lawyer, if you go and search for a lawyer gets one client and it's a big ticket client, and so they're going to be more willing to pay lots of money in order to get clients. So depending on how much your services cost and how good it is, or how big ticket of an item your client is, will depend on how much people are spending in your market, which I'm sure you already know. But that can also give you a good idea of how much these backlinks will cost. So I can actually go in and see these backlinks, and if I had a client, I would go in and look at these sites that their competitors are getting, and try and go see how I could get that site as a backlink for my client. So that's kind of what I do, and I hope that this was helpful for you, and hopefully it wasn't too long. And if you have any questions, please reach out and let me know if I can answer those for you. Thanks.